Hello everyone and welcome to the first ever game of PA League. We are here in Division 2. We're gonna have a look at River versus Pain. This is two very close people. River barely qualifying and Pain invited currently number, let me check that. Currently number 10 at the ladder. River is currently number inactive. He's Laura Uber. This should be fairly interesting. Here we are at the Classic Baron. This is the best out of 3. All games are going to be played. And let's take a look here. So both players choosing to spawn opposite of each other. This is typically the starting spot because it got all this metal. So Pain spawning in red, going bot first. If you look at the queue here, going over to some metal and energy. Not queuing up too much at the moment, but it will sure be back with more later. On the other side, however, River also opening bot, spawning a bit away from this metal here. That's he's gonna rely on Combat Fabric claiming his commander early game. We see he's not having any metal in his opening queue. It's very typical because this Combat Fabric will make sure he get the metal he needs, as you see here. Moving over to ear, more pigeons. Bots in here, very typical of the open moon map like Classic Baron. So Classic Baron, with the players getting a big spawn area over here, can choose, but typically the spawn here because it's a little more metal. And also you have this very typical Stonehenges on the poles, which makes it more than just a moon. You see here Pain out with some boom bots. Gonna look for some Fabus, but he doesn't have a scout, so I doubt he will find anything. Ooh, River must surely have been seeing that. But after, oh, he's queuing up some lobs now. Gonna be interesting because that will access a lot of bots early on for him, and we do see the first party of 9 Duxes heading out from Pain. Actually gonna not meet too much from River. It's a very strong early game. Here in comes the Boombot. It's gonna be taken out. So the question is, can they get this Fava before it builds up? And it's in range, and it's gonna go down. Very good rating early game here from Pain. But the bomber comes out here and is likely going to try to clean that up. But still getting Faber. Or two Fabers early game. Can be very, very good. On the other hand though, sort of forgetting to expand. He's relying on combat reclaiming 2. Now getting into ear. Or at the moment, River is the only one with ear. But he does have 2 bot factories. So it's not such a huge advantage. I do see this Fabus though, he's sort of just walking about, not really sure what to do. That's never good early game. You really want your Faba to work all the time, and here in comes the bomber. Is it gonna take a Faba? Nah. Nicely placed anti-air turret here. Secures this expansion from air. And the River taking some early losses. Really not necessary because that bomber should have the vision to stay out of position. Pawn searching around for Fabus with a Spoonbot, but what you optimally want to do is to support with ear to scout to see this neat Fabus, but River is doing a good job protecting it. This one could have been potential, but it's way over on the other side. If we compare the eco here, they're about the same, both these two players. River currently ahead, but I think that's just in terms of, he actually is ahead in expansion, and his ear is doing some nice job. Pain's ear sitting back in the base instead of trying to pick off this bomber. Does micro the Duxes there, keeping them alive very nicely. But it's just a matter of question. You can't really use too much energy on that. Pain floating. It's absolutely not optimally, and with the idle commander, this is really not good. He do want to start building any second. 50% of his eco just going to waste. Wow. If this goes on for too long, it's going to cost him way too much, but finally getting up eco, I think it would be better to get up factories there, taking into account his float, but it is what it is. And Combat Faber, you really want to stop it now. And now that he's floating. River out with the raiding party. He's going to likely take out this successfully, I think. Let's keep in track on that. Meanwhile, Pawn throwing a lot of units at River, but they come in sort of single. And they don't really manage to do a lot of damage. The major pusher. Ooh. But the bomber's cleaning it up, and this is big for River. This is very big for River. Taking out about, let's say, 10 Duxes, just with a couple of passes, with a couple of air. So, but now both players floating. I do have to say though, I really like River out of the gate, and we do see his superiority in terms of mobile units. It's only 10. Then again, that's pretty good. Manages to clean up this raiding party Pain here on this side, but 2 mexes does go down. Not so crucial since he was floating, but then again, he always wants more mexes, and here's another nice raiding party from River, possibly going to take out those 2 Fabas that managed to escape earlier. So energy storage, very good decision from Painter. I would like to see Combat Faber just stop reclaiming Commander, going for more factories, but storage is a good alternative, then moving right over to advanced Weeko factory. This is very good because now he accumulates a lot of metal that he will be using when this comes live. See the raid, he managed to take out those 2 Fabas and entire. That's big victory for River, neglecting that expansion. But on the other side, Pain is equally doing so, taking out a crucial Faba there nicely. In the middle, we have some nice confrontations there, it seems like. Pain being smart about it, running away with his dogs. You really don't need to take this confrontation because he has a double S-charge here. If this dogs decides to jump in, like he could be taken out. So in terms of tier 2 though, River actually managing to get up his tier 2 first, opening with a advanced bot Faber, so that's a very good choice, especially since he got such a early tier 2. Ooh, I have to make sure he doesn't get picked off though, but I guess he's keeping it safe for now, hopefully. Hope he's going to put it to good use. Nicely raiding from Pain, who's actually way ahead in eco at the moment. Very nice. But here, the advanced Weeko factory from Pain is about to finish with actually 6 Fabas building it. They can actually neatly assist out unit, going for levelers out first. Yeah, it's a good choice if these levelers can deliver some damage to river space. But if not, it's pretty bad because long term this gives River a advantage in terms of eco. But then again, Weeko versus bots. Weeko is always the stronger, but bot is the faster. So what you really want to do with a bot is to run away from the Weekos and raid and such, but the Weekos is going to hit the base eventually. Ooh. Nice use of air and mines here from River, sort of containing himself here, making it hard to raid. Going for a second advanced bot factory. I like this, I really do. He's being aggressive, now he needs more. Just going for it, but meanwhile, levelers are approaching the horizon. Let's keep this in focus here. And River really needs to use the slammer goodly, like really well, otherwise it's going to be very hard for him. If this deals some good damage, we see the levers well protected by docks, then it might be painful. It looks in terms of expansions, both doing a really good job of neglecting their opponent. None of them really getting to this huge backside, which is potential, but both making sure they lock down the backside expansion for the opponent, so nobody gets that. You see River sitting 2 groups here, but not over here. Nicely done by Pain doing that. Meantime, River managed to push back that force, nicely used his slammers, and but then again, Pain is doing the right thing. He's pulling back, and here you see he got the defender's advantage. Now sitting on 3 levelers, taking out those slammers easily. And now River is looking sort of weak, I have to say. Tier 2 eco is on the way. Pain's tier 2 eco is finally gonna roll out. In the meantime, ooh, River has been catching up. There goes his tier 2 Faba. A huge win for Pain. Ooh. If he can put the pressure on now and make sure he can't rebuild that, might be very hard. Here again, not managing to use the full range of his levelers because he don't have anything that gives vision, not a radar, no ear, but they're just so strong. So as long as he can target the slammers, it's going to be all good. And here he comes. Crucial, he keeps his units alive and deals some damage, just taking out the radar. That might be very big because that's the vision. In the meantime, he's raiding the side for River. This is looking rather dangerous for River. Even though he got 2 bot factories, this leveler can deal some damage on the already damaged commander. Luckily taking it out. A nice Euro cannon, I think. Did it miss? I'm not really entirely sure, but at least manages to clean it up. It's crucial. And now in this phase, River is starting to lag behind in terms of numbers here, and he really have to rebuild. Yes, he needs this advanced faber, but he also needs more troops. Moving over to hard air. It seems like a smart choice because Payne has managed to raid a lot of his base with his aggressive air, but then again, Payne got a lot of air, and air it's not going to deal with this stuff unless he gets the superiority. Meanwhile, we do see Payne doing a better job than River at expanding, getting a little proxy base up here with a laser turret entire and 3 vehicle factories is going to give him a nice flow on the backside here. Maybe push in and take out some factories. I really like that play from Payne. What I would like to see from River here now though is slammers walking about trying to raid stuff. All these units been sitting here, could be doing some damage. Then again, I do see his point there. Next big push from Payne here. Commander dangerously there, sitting on 44% on the front line, building eco. Ooh. Seems like Payne don't have a lot of vision, doesn't target down the sparks. And down the army goes, but 2 levelers arrive. Very crucial what he does here. Levelers are confused, don't really see the commander, but here we see the troops I was talking about earlier. Pushing in from the side, can start doing work on this air, and that forces River to push his units over here, leaving his open on the front line. Perfect timing from Payne here, starting to push in through the middle here, dragging the attention as well away. I really like this from Payne. Doing stable, protecting his base with his mines, finally going his 2nd advanced vehicle factory, now cruising ahead in terms of eco. And River can't really afford to have this second tier 2 factory running online. Just not ideal to build that and never get it to use. Pushing out with slammers but don't have the ear to support it. And I'm afraid this is starting to look like GG for River. We see Payne is the only one really like doing damage and really pushing and raiding on his opponents at the moment. River really is forced to defend. And with every push he takes more and more damage, and I'm afraid eventually his commander is going to fall. Payne's air is now showing off, just flying around on its own. Have to clean up this last leveler. It's going to do that nicely here with the slammer, but we all know more is on the way. Payne could really be sending more of his fabers to the backside. He's not under a lot of pressure, but then again it's so far ahead, so I don't really think it matters a huge ton. Let's take a look at what the players know about each other. Ooh, Payne got a really good idea what's going on in River Space here. About his expansions, about his compositions. We see a lot of bots there, in which he responded with going a lot of air. I really like this choice. You all know that bots don't really have a good inter-air. Now once again we see good timing attacking from both sides at once, knowing that River don't have the troops to respond to both of them. Now let's see what River sees here. Ooh, he don't see a huge ton. He have not a good idea of what's going on here. Really not an ideal situation if you look at the base he actually has. And 2 levelers targeting down the common now. It's down to 20%, it's down to 9%, it's down to 4%, and there it goes. First game going to Payne. Wow. Well deserved, a 14-minute game on the classy Baron. River saying he never really liked this man. That might mean that he think he got a greater chance later. So it'll be interesting. Remember, this is the best out of 3. The winner will get 1 point. Loser get none. But every game counts towards tiebreaker. And if River goes on to winning the next 2, he will win this matchup. So still chances. Next up, we got Amazonas Safari.